Hi, and welcome back to Catastrophic Comeback. I'm talking to you now about my three takeaways from my conversation with comedian Tara Brown. And what a great person, what a funny person, one of my favorite people in the world. The first thing that strikes me about my conversation with Tara Brown that I thought was really interesting is um, that when she said that some things are not funny. And so, if you have had a tragic or catastrophic accident, you know, there's just nothing funny about it. I mean, she talked about Kobe Bryant and when he died uh, so tragically with his daughter, and she talked about a comedian trying to do a joke about it, and she didn't understand why someone would do that, and the reason is because there's nothing funny about it. It's a horrible, terrible tragedy, and some things fit into that category, and there's nothing that's going to make them funny. Um, but, the second thing that I thought was interesting about what she said was that, laughter can be the best medicine. And she talked about how that's really one of the reasons why she does what she does. And she's really good at it. And she's a funny person. And so one of the things that motivates her or that gives her this sort of sense of purpose and accomplishment and all that is when somebody comes up to her and says to her, hey, I had this terrible thing happen, and I just thought that I couldn't get past it. And you really made me laugh, and you really made me smile and enjoy myself and forget about it for a little while. And I thought that was really fascinating, and I thought that was cool. And so I do think that there are things that you can do if you're going through something that you might be able to make some intentional decisions that might elevate your spirits, elevate your mood. And one of those things might be to seek out comedy. I'll give you an example. My mother is 86 years old. She lives with me and my family. Some of you who watch regularly probably know that. And she has Alzheimer's. And one of the things, she used to watch a lot of Murder She Wrote and Perry Mason, those types of things. Lately, she's been moving away from that because she can't keep up with the changes in time and changes in scenery. And then she also sort of thinks that somebody's trying to get her and all this. And so, but one of the things that she loves is comedians. And so we'll put on clean comedians, and she can follow it, and she enjoys it, and she laughs, and it improves the quality of her day and her experience. And so I think that's something that could be helpful to other people. The third thing that strikes me about Tara's comments today that I thought was really interesting was when she talked about, or not just what she said, but also what she's done. She was in HR, she was in PR, she followed her dreams. So she left a career and she started a new career that was more in keeping with what her interest, ability, and purpose and mission was. And so I think that we could all learn something from that, and that sometimes there's a change in our lives. In your case, maybe it's a catastrophic injury, something terrible, something awful, but that can be a catalyst to something good. If you were doing something that you loved, maybe there's something else that you could do that you might love. If you were doing something that you weren't crazy about, maybe there's something else that you could do in the future that would bring you hope and purpose and joy. And maybe look for that and find what that is. One bonus thing about my conversation with Tara that I think is worth mentioning is that even though she's a comedian and not a pastor, and lots of times we've talked in the past with pastors about faith and how that might help people get through these types of things, I thought it was really interesting what she said about faith, and that when she's going through something difficult, she says that gratitude is something that will help her. In other words, well, this didn't go the way I wanted it to, or this is a bad thing, but I'm really grateful for these good things, maybe this relationship or this person or this something. And she also said that it's not so much that God causes terrible things to happen to people, but God can absolutely help you through these terrible things. So I thought that was an important thing that she said. She said also that kindness is contagious. If you're kind to somebody else, then they're going to feel better. And then it has sort of a multiplier benefit. It makes you feel better and it makes them feel better. So that's something that can be beneficial to people going through tough times. So thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Tara as much as I did.